More than 100 bikes have been launched in our country, India, so far, but only a few of selected bikes among them are such that people always remember them. And in today's video, we will show you one such special bike. I am going to tell you the story which used to be the heartbeat of every young Indian during the 90s. Actually, we are talking about the bike Yamaha RX 100. It is still counted among the most famous and successful bikes in India because of its the kind of craze seen in the market today of for Royal Enfield bikes. During this time, the exact same craze used to happen for RS100 as well as the thieves and goons used to this bike to commit crimes because of the speed and performance. But then the question arises, if the bike was so successful, then why did the company stop its production in just 11 years? And how did this bike that ruled the Indian roads suddenly disappear from the roads? Now let us start this interesting story about the Yamaha RX100, the heartbeat of India. So friends, as we all know, the Japanese company Yamaha has always been famous for making true hyper performance bikes, which is why even today there are many such bikes available in the Indian market that are high in demand among the people. But if we go back in 80s era, then that time was not good for Yamaha in India. Actually, this direction was different in when India's two-wheeler industry had just started progressive, and Japanese Yamaha company was struggling to establish its foothold in this progressive industry in India. Actually, Yamaha's world-famous Road 350 bike could not do much in the Indian market. Despite being extremely strong and capable, this bike failed miserably in the Indian market. This failure forced Yamaha to think afresh and created new streets. Yamaha saw that it was the time to enter in the Indian market. The Suzuki X100 was very successful in India as a 100cc lightweight bike. In such situation, Yamaha also forced its attention on making lightweight bikes instead of heavy ones. As per the demands of Indian market, now Yamaha wanted to make a bike that was powerful as well as good looking so that it could attract the Indian youth of the time. And this was the reason why it took a lot of effort to design and make this bike completely. It took many years, but finally, in November 1985, Yamaha launched its new bike in the Indian market, which was named Yamaha RX 100. This bike created a stir in the market as soon it was launched, and for the next 10 years, it handily dominated the Indian two-wheeler market. Actually, the design of RX 100 is similar to some of the other bikes from Yamaha, like IS 100 DS and RC. The RS 100 was launched in country like the United Kingdom, but RS 100 was better upgraded version of both of these bikes. This bike came with 4 speed gears and 100cc single cylinder two stroke engine that produced 11 horsepower of power and displacement of 10.39 mm. Although this space looked very simple on paper. In terms of real world performance, the RX 100 was tech powerhouse, and due to its powerful performance, it was also named as Pocket Rocket. Actually, the thing that made this bike was so special was its power to weight ratio. You will be surprised to know that this bike was so light in the weight and its total weight was only 98 kilograms. This was the reason that technically despite not being very special, it was very fast and powerful bike. Actually, it is 60 kilometers from the Yamaha RX 100. It could reach the top speed of in just 75 seconds. This bike became very popular among the drag riders, and it was also used in drag racing due to pressure. Many types of modification were made in this bike, like expansion chambers, engine tuning, big wheels, big carburetors, and quick throttle. and they used to enter the race with friends. When this bike was raced in the race, the people could not believe their eyes. It was the only 100cc bike, and due to its high speed and lot of rumors were spread among the big people that RX 100 is not 100cc but has a powerful engine. Due to these rumors and modification, many people sometimes raised the authorities had to open engine of this bike and check whether it was really a 100cc bike or not. Apart from this tremendous performance, the RX 100 was also stunning and stylish looking too. Looking due to this, it became the first choice of India youth as it was launched. Youngsters from far and wide used to be the craze about its exhaust sound, which was completely different from all other bikes on market, and their friends. The Royal Enfield bike is considered as the symbol of masculinity in the today's world. Similarly, in the late 90s and 1990s era, RX 100 was also quite popular among the people. At that time, every youngster used to dream of buying this bike, but unfortunately, very few people were able to fulfill their dreams because trying to drive this RX 100 was not within everyone's reach. Actually, the Yamaha company launched this bike at a price of 19,764 rupees. Even if this amount is not small for today, if inflation counted, then this 20,000 at that time is equivalent to around 1 lakh today. Now, our friends, in today's time, if any company launches a 100cc bike at a price of 1 lakh, then definitely no one would buy it. But the charms of RX 100 was such that the people not only wanted to buy it, but also waited for several months for its delivery. Its popularity had increased so much that all the time the bike was seen in the most Indian films, especially in the South films industry. This bike was used a lot and hence the bike was seen in every South Indian movie. Apart from this, due to its lightweight and high speed, this bike was mostly used for stunts and films with friends. On the basis of this feature, the RX 100 became the favorite bike of many people very soon after its launch. Within a short time, he came to know considered the king of Indian roads. Well, that's it. We know about some negative points associated with it, which became the main reason for the downfall. Now, friends, as we told you, being extremely lightweight of the 100 was being the plus point for it, but this very quality also proved to be a big disadvantage for this bike. Due to this, the people were not able to ride it at a high speed for a long time. Actually, due to big light, this bike started to shake when it collided with the wind. Apart from this, its tire was also very thin, which could not provide complete grip at the high speed. And this was the reason the people often became victims of accident when the RX 100 was driven at a high speed. Apart from this, the second biggest negative point of this bike was it was being used by the scoundrels and even robbers. Actually, due to the size of this bike and its very fast pickup, it used to be very easy escape from the criminals. That's why, after committing crimes, they started using this bike to make quick money. And this is the reason why today's image of Maruti Omni is that of a kidnapper. Similarly, the image of RX 100 also became the bike of thieves and robbers. Apart from this, there was minor technical problems with the bike, but none of these shortcomings were so big that its production should be stopped. When the Yamaha company stopped the production of the bike in 1996, people were completely surprised. But, friends, the reality is that the company stopped its production so that its upgrade version could be launched in the market by removing its employees. And then the later company launched the RX 132 and RC 135 bikes as its upgraded versions was, but none of these bikes could repeat the success of RX 100 had achieved. And friends, the bike once again ruled Indian roads is gradually disappearing from the roads with the passage of time. I went and replaced this bike with the other bikes like Splendor, Pulsar, and Friends, people will be surprised to know that even today the demand of RX 100 is so high among the bikers and enthusiasts that it is a well maintained even today. A second-hand RX 100 is easily sold for rupees 1 to 1.5 lakh. Rest of the friend, that is all there was in today's video. How did you like this video? Please let us know by commenting. Thank you for so much of your valuable time.